Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hoovy186 back again with another video. And apparently, I did mention this briefly, but it seems like everything has now come to fruition. The Xbox One will no longer have the DRM policies that it had before. You will be able to lend your games. You will be able to share your games like traditionally, by just picking up a game. Oh shit! Oh my bad, I dropped the money again. Just picking up a fucking game and giving it to your friend the traditional way. All that other stuff. They decided to do a complete 180 on it. So hence why it's being called the 180. Now, ultimately, this is good news for the gamers. This is good news for anybody who wanted to get an Xbox One but was suspicious about all the stuff. You're able you now you, they're is better for them, and ultimately I think it'll be better for Microsoft. Now, granted, I don't think that I think that it's gonna have trouble selling against the PS4, especially if it's gonna still be, um, especially if it's still going to be $100 more. Um, but ultimately, I think it'll help Microsoft off in the long run, because ultimately they've dealt with so much negativity, so much BS. Well, not BS, because they deserve all of it. They've dealt with so much negativity over the past month, to be honest with you. So this is obviously good news for this. Will ultimately, I believe, this will help them out. There is a couple things, however, that I have to address. One, I'll stick with Microsoft, the company, first. While this is good news overall, and this may help Microsoft, this also shows how weak the company is. I hear people say all the time, "Oh, like I heard all the Xbox fanboys say, "Oh, look, now you got what you wanted, this and that. Now you won't be able to do this. Now you won't be able to that." Listen, everything that happened with this piece of shit right here, that's entirely Microsoft's fault. All Microsoft had to do was properly showcase what the system can actually do when it comes to addressing people's concerns. You tell people that, with this technology we can make games cheaper, we can do awesome sales, we can do all this stuff. They didn't do that. What they did, they said stuff like, "Oh, if you don't have an internet connection, we have a system for you that's called 360." They constantly put their foots in their mouths. They're the one that put up their previous DRM policies online. They're the ones that constantly fuck themselves over. So as much as Sony gets credit for forcing for what they did, and the gamers for what we did, ultimately this blame the blame of all this goes squarely on this company right now. The company that is behind it is Microsoft. They did an absolute shit job at explaining the benefits of all their DRM policies. You just have a bunch of stupid fanboys who go on who make videos talking about what they think is going to happen. They compare it to Steam as if Microsoft has ever done anything remotely close to what Steam have done with game sales and all that other stuff. They're behind the PlayStation. They're behind Sony in that department. Sony has completely made Xbox Live irrelevant when it comes to overall value. Completely irrelevant. And these jackasses are telling everybody, "Oh, look, they're gonna have Steam-like sales." When have they ever shown that they're capable of doing such a thing? When have they done it? Because while people can sit there and brag about getting Halo 3 and Assassin's Creed 2 for free, I just got Little Big Planet Vita. I'm not Little Big Planet Vita. Little Big Planet, Karting, Saints Row the Third, Sleeping Dogs, all of them newer titles than Assassin's Creed 3, and no, than Assassin's Creed 2 and Halo 3 newer titles, and I got them all for free on PlayStation Plus. What the fuck does that tell you? All in 1 month too. What the hell does that tell you? This company, their messaging has been so stupidly out of whack. They've shot themselves in the foot. They killed themselves. If this console fails, you don't blame the gaming media, you don't blame the fanboys, you don't blame the gamers, you blame Microsoft, because they're the ones that fucked this all up. All they had to do was show people why the features that they had was beneficial to the gamers, and they did not do that at all. They did not do it. And to the second point, to the xbone fanboys who sit there and defend this bullshit, I have something to tell you guys. You see, you guys remind me, and I mean, I know I'm gonna get into a little bit of politics, so I apologize for that, but you guys remind me of Republicans. Not all of them, just some of them, like conservatives, Republicans. You know, people who vote against their interest, who are so like they keep talking about how, oh, it's a company, I don't care about what happens with a company, but you guys are supporting companies that are doing anti-consumer bullshit, and you guys are saying you guys are okay with it, talking about oh, you can share your game with your friends. Hello, jackass. Every console can do that. My PS3 can do that. All I had to do was give my All I had to do was give my friend I gave my friend, you know, God of War 3 and Killzone 3 to borrow. I shared that with my friend. That's what I did. And besides, all that shit, there were restrictions on that shit anyway. Like major restrictions that were like complete bullshit. It's basically just an a slightly enhanced version of what Sony was doing with the PS4 and the share button. Like that shit's not a big deal. Like it's not a big deal at all. But you hear the fanboys crying and bitching, blaming us for something that Microsoft fucked up on. It was Microsoft's fuck up, not ours. Not ours. The people complaining are the people who probably would have wanted to buy it anyway. But at the end of the day, they fucked up. They fucked up. So overall, does this change my opinion on the Xbox One? Not really. Apparently, you still need to have Kinect, which I don't. Look. I do not want a device that I don't want in my house. You know what I mean? Regardless of whether it spies on you or not, and I mean, anything's possible. But I don't like. I heard Shokyo do his video saying that he was gonna put duct tape on. He was gonna put duct tape on his Xbox One, and you know, like it was funny, but like you don't want to have a device that has to be duct tape. You know what I mean? It just doesn't look good. Me personally, I would prefer it if they just sold the Xbox One without the Kinect and make it cheaper. That's what let it be a choice, not a requirement. Like what happened with like the 4i with the PS4. It's not a requirement. It's just something you buy extra. I don't want to have a device that will not work if I unplug it. That's the thing, and I've asked all these Xbox One defenders that, and not one of them has answered me. I wonder why. But you know, the game so far, the game that they showed don't really interest me all that much. You know, that will change down the line. So you know that's not a big deal for me. But it just, to me personally, I just see the PS4 as a better value as of right now. So that could change. You know what I mean? I'm not, you know, I may be a fan of Sony. I'm not a fan of Sony, but I'm a fan of the PlayStation brand. You know what I mean? No secret. But I have no problem buying. I don't have any problem buying anything from Nintendo or anything from Microsoft. You know, you just have to make it good for me. You have to make it worth it for me to buy it. You know what I mean? I like, you know, one of my biggest regrets was not buying an Xbox, original Xbox, not the Xbox One, not this, the original one, the real Xbox One. You know what I mean? One of my biggest regrets. But I've been fortunate enough to utilize it, to use it, and you know, I like that system a lot. I like it better than the GameCube. You know what I mean? And as far as Nintendo goes, you know, Game Boy Advance, my second favorite handheld ever. You know what I mean? Like I used to be a big fan of Nintendo, but I mean, that was a long time ago. So I'm open to different gaming experiences, but you know, you just can't roll in with this bullshit and expect people to you know, bow down to it like you fucking morons, you xbone fanboys do. You know what I mean? Like this is a product of everything that is wrong with gaming today. Whining and complaining. Oh, used games kill gaming. No, it doesn't. It's the lack of creation. It's the and people say, oh well, they're gonna make the game cheaper if you have it digital. No, no, they're not going to do that. Especially not Microsoft. They're not going to do that. Why would they do that? Like some of these gamers, man, they think that the gaming industry is just a bunch of guys who make games. No, it's a business, man. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. Million, billion, what doesn't matter. And they've shown this generation with DLC, with bullshit DLC, bullshit DRM, that as long as they get your money, they don't care, man. They don't care. I'm all for supporting developers, but I'm all for supporting developers and companies that deserve it. This is we live in a capitalistic society. You know what I mean? Like it's dog eat dog world. If you have winners and you have losers. What the gaming industry wants to do is to have so that nobody can win and nobody can lose. And that's not how it works. It doesn't work that way. You're gonna have games that sell and you're gonna have games that don't. You're gonna have classics that unfortunately don't sell, and you're gonna have shitty games that do sell. That's how the market works. That's how the market works. All this industry is about is just having you know, it's just about money. That's all it's about. It's about, you know, I have more money than you. That's why they're upset with GameStop. They're not mad at GameStop because they sell used games. They don't give a fuck about that. They're mad at GameStop because GameStop is making all the money and they're not getting a piece of it. That's why they're pissed off about it. That has nothing to do with used games at all. It's just the used games is just you know, is just the what do you call it? It's just the thing that GameStop uses to make extra money. That's it, man. That's it. And if they really didn't want it, all they had to do was just pull their games off of GameStop. But they won't do that. They're not going to do that because they're all in this together. As long as they can get a piece of the pie, hey, that's all they care about, man. And at the end of the day, they will get that piece of the pie at the expense of the gamers. Because they know that a lot of us are going to accept bullshit like this. You know what I mean? Thankfully, everyone who are against it spoke out loudly. But you still have morons out there who make these videos, who whine and complain about, oh well, look, you just made the Xbox One worse. You have those morons out there. You know what I mean? Like, and you know, like that's just how it goes, man. Like this is just about money, man. All it is about money. It's not about what's good for the industry. They don't fucking care, man. They don't care. If each company can sell you a piece of shit game and get a whole bunch of money from it, they'll do it all day, every day, and they're gonna keep doing it over and over and over and over again. Why do you think that we've been in this generation for so fucking long? Why do you think that we get nothing but rehashes and bullshit like that? Because these guys are afraid to innovate. A lot of them are afraid to innovate. This fucking video is turning into a tangent, but you know, like, but look. At the end of the day, what happened today was a good thing, because what it showed was that consumers still have the power. They still have the power to voice their opinion and to make change, and that's what happened, and that's what, as a society, we should all be praising. Not these fucking morons who sit there and say, "Oh shit, I can't share my game digitally anymore." Bang bang. You know what I mean? Like, there's none of that bullshit, man. Like, this is about consumers having the power over what they're going to buy. I don't want to buy. I don't want to own a disc and not have and just have it there and not be able to use it anymore. That's why I'm not a PC gamer, because that's just not how I roll. I mean, no knock on PC gaming at all. It's just not my thing. You know what I mean? I don't want to have a $50 license, and if I don't like the game, or if I don't want it anymore, that's it. I'm done. That money's gone. You know what I mean? I know Steam has great sales, so I'll give it props on that. But still, like, I would prefer to own, like, and look, I'm not stupid. I know what the future is. Digital distribution is the future. I totally understand that. I get that, and I don't have a problem with that. Hell, my Vita, I have 9. Oh, the one I'm using right now. Like, on my Vita, I have of the 11 games that I have, 9 of them are all digital titles. You know what I mean? I only own 2 cart-based cart-based games. You know what I mean? So I get it. Trust me, I get it, and I have the technology that I can deal with it. But when you pull the bullshit that they did, when you jumble up the whole, oh, you have to wait 30 days to do this and all this bullshit, when you don't explain it clearly, people get upset. That's just how it is, and that lies solely at Microsoft's feet. So, yeah, man, that's pretty much it, man. This is Hoovy 186. I'm out of here.